I'm Tim, welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Datejust 2 reference 116300, 41 millimeters in brushed and polished stainless steel. You can see this Datejust 2 on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there if you like, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see the stainless steel Datejust 2 has a lot more presence, a broader stance, altogether a fuller figure than the original 36 millimeter Datejust. What I like about it, and this is quite clever, is that the watch is no thicker than the original 36 millimeter Datejust. 12 millimeters thick. It's 49.5 millimeters from extremity of lug to extremity of lug, so it actually winds up appearing a little bit more elegant in its proportions and wearing its mass with a little bit more majesty than the comparatively bubble-shaped Datejust. Now, the watch is, in every sense, a modern sports reference. 100-meter water-resistant, full stainless steel construction. So, thanks to a traditional 3-link Rolex Oyster bracelet, although this one will wear easily with a suit and fit under a tight sleeve, it can also go in the pool, it can go in the surf, it can wipe out on the jet ski, it can do the cannonball. The finish of the all-solid link, solid end piece contemporary Rolex Oyster bracelet is outstanding. Polished on its outer facets, brushed on its shoulders, and polished down its center links, it achieves an excellent contrast without resort to any kind of two-tone metal treatment. The taper is gorgeous and beautifully progressive, right down to the fully milled-out clasp, and a modern milled-out Rolex clasp closes with a very satisfying snap. We're a million miles away from the stamped clasps of the 90s and the early 2000s. Now, it opens with a satisfying pull-tab action that is partially spring-loaded, and for minute adjustments according to activity, you have the Easy Link for up to 5 millimeters of tool-free adjustment, also available with a snap. Now, the watch feels outstanding on the wrist, not just because of its outstanding proportions, which spread its mass broadly across this wide Oyster-style case, but the watch actually features wonderfully hollowed-out inner channels. Now, what I mean by that is the links themselves, on their underside, actually have a lot of metal pared away so that they have channels that will avoid gripping skin, pulling hair, pinching skin. It doesn't catch on the wrist. And you'll see that each of the individual links has a little bit of camber built into it to flow around the curvature of a smaller, tighter wrist. Now, the dial is a highlight because it's a beautiful combination of applied white gold individual hour indices, the 5-point Rolex coronet, and matching polished white gold hands with facet lines down the center for a little bit of character and definition. Fully loomed, it's actually just as legible as a sports watch at night. That's one of the great benefits of the Datejust 2 reference. In addition to updating the Rolex Datejust case size, it has the same versatility historically as the work-play Datejust, a model that can get wet but also wear well with a suit in the office. Now, the legibility is excellent, but what really strikes me about the architecture of the Datejust 2 dial is that it wears the Cyclops Eye magnifier with less of a crowded effect than the original 36 millimeter 1945 to present Datejust design. The Cyclops Eye is big, it's broad, and because of the magnification effect, it has an outsized visual presence on the dial of any Rolex featuring it. Because the dial of the Datejust 2 is broader with more geography, the Cyclops Eye appears better proportioned. It counterbalances the index at 9 rather than appearing to dominate the left-hand side or the 3 o'clock side of the dial. Now, the watch does feature a fully loomed sports watch style treatment, and I'm actually going to give you a little taste of that right here. Let me step aside a moment and charge it up. As promised, this isn't quite a Panerai Luminor, but for a watch that can wear quite well with any kind of suit, right up to a tuxedo. I know Europeans don't do watches in tuxedos. Stateside, we have slightly different tastes. But this watch, for all of its versatility, remains a sports watch at heart in the Rolex tradition. This is an outstanding watch in low light, daylight, or no light conditions. Back to the light, and I'm going to just close with mention of the caliber 3136 within. Now, this 2009 to present Datejust 2 reference served as the debut platform for Rolex's 3136, an update of the evergreen 3135 found in the Sea Dweller, found in the Submariner, and the Datejust. The 3136 incorporates all of their refinements with Rolex's own in-house Paraflex shock protection system. In Swiss watchmaking, one of the greatest challenges is often the smallest parts of a movement: hairsprings, balances, escape wheels, pallets, and yes, shock protection springs. The fact that Rolex brought this surprisingly challenging art entirely in-house means that they are now the most vertically integrated watch manufacturer in high horology. Even to an extent that Swatch Group doesn't achieve, Rolex brings everything into a tight network of just a handful of factories and a very streamlined integrated production line entirely focused on building Rolex watches and only Rolex watches. With a 48-hour power reserve, COSC chronometer certification, a handmade anti-magnetic Parachrom Blue Breguet overcoil hairspring, dual-anchored balance bridge bearing a free-sprung balance, quick-set date, and hacking seconds, it features all the modern Rolex watchmaking refinements with, again, sports watch-grade toughness but chronometer-grade precision. You can see this versatile, full-bodied Rolex Datejust 2, 41mm in stainless steel on our website, watchyouwant.com.